and welcome back to my channel. Finally, I'm back. It has been 4.5 months and I have missed you guys terribly and missed creating this, but it's been a little crazy, so I thought we would just do like a chatty, get ready with me, kind of chit chat through life as I do my makeup. I've got some new stuff here that I've never tried before that I'm trying for the first time with you guys. Some new eyeshadow palettes and I'm loving, so let's get started. Keep watching. So to start, I'm gonna start with one of my tried and true absolute favorites. I've probably used it in 100 videos on YouTube already, but this is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. For today's video, I just thought that I would stick with a lot of my faves. I do have some brand new things here that some of it I haven't even tried yet, but I wanted to also just kind of stick with some faves while we're just doing this whole little chatty get ready with me. I'm just gonna draw those two little lines on there, blend it in with my ring finger so that we have a pretty little base to get started with. Okay, and then for my eyeshadow today, we're gonna do a little something new. I've only used this palette once or twice and I am in love, and this is the new AMREZY palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. First of all, the packaging, can we even with this whole Barbie packaging, but these colors. Don't know if you guys have played around with it much, but these are, most of them are all my shades. All the browns, golds are beautiful, but then there's like this gorgeous blue that you can use for a pop this summertime. These pinks I haven't played with much yet, but they are gorgeous. So we're gonna use that for our eyeshadow today. And where do I begin? So I have been off of YouTube. I'm just gonna go into the lightest shade in this palette and rub that across my brow bone. But I have been off YouTube for 4.5 months. I truly can't believe that happened. It was not planned, guys. It was not what we wanted to do, but it all started in December. So in December, we had family come to town for 3 weeks straight. His side and my side all came to town, which we love our family and we love them coming to town. We love spending time with them, but we just knew that YouTube takes a lot out of our schedule because we both still work, and we knew that it would be hard to juggle both. So I just used Wanted in my brow bone, and now I'm gonna go into OG to start my crease. But yes, we had family coming to town. We knew it would be difficult to juggle it, so we decided we were gonna take what we thought was just December off, and that we would just hit the ground running in January. We were gonna just do like 1 or 2 videos. Let me go ahead and start building this in my crease. We were just going to do like 1 or 2 videos in December, maybe not put out 1 per week. I forget how powdery these Anastasia eyeshadows are. So at first we were just going to film less. That was gonna be the goal, but we just realized with how much time it took for our schedules, we really just couldn't give our family the time and attention that we would love to give them during the holidays. I love December. I feel like I'm so funny talking with like barely any makeup on and like a weird half eye thing. But I love December. I love Christmas. I love spending time with my family, and it is very important to me. And so we decided to go that way. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of taking the eyeshadow in my crease, kind of diffusing that there, and then taking it out really far. I like to bring it almost to the edge of my brow now, just kind of elongate the eye. I'm gonna darken that crease up just a little bit with this 1988. And then I think I'm gonna go into the corner of the eye with this BK. So if you see me do that, you know where I'm going. But let's go into this 1988. I'm trying to keep that a little bit lower than the first shadow and just gently wiggling it into the hollow of the eye. And now I'm just packing in that black into that outer corner. That literally looks so scary. This is why we do our eyeshadow first and our foundation second. I have to clean that up real quick. I really can't take the way this looks. I look like I'm the newest member of Kiss or something. Okay, then I'm gonna put this Georgina, this like gorgeous, I guess kind of, it's definitely really bronzy in this like this bronze shade. And then I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of Gemini. I just got black all over my finger, but a little bit of Gemini, this like gold glitter, a little bit of that over it. And per usual, I'm just kind of patting and pressing that onto the lid with a flatter shadow brush. This palette is gorgeous. These shadow shades are just stunning and so pigmented, so beautiful. They really did a great job with this palette, and I have loved using it. I always keep a really fluffy, like a loose fluffy brush where it's not very dense close by, just to catch any fallout real quick. And then I'm also keep the brush that I did the black with right by me so that after I do this shade, I can kind of go back in just a little and pat that over, because I like the edge to be a little bit sharper. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and blend this together. And then I'm just going to use my ring finger with a little bit of that gold glitter and just kind of press that right over the Georgina shade that we used. Ever since that Tati Beauty palette came out, I've been really into the glitter eyes. Okay, next we're going to move on to skin and then back to the life update. I'm going to go with a new guy to me, and this is the Estee Lauder. It is their Illuminator Radiant Perfecting Primer and Finisher. I always just use about a pea-size amount of primer, kind of get that warmed up and pressed into my fingers, and then I start kind of just pressing it into the skin. One thing that I was really surprised by, but that I like about this primer, is that it has like a tackiness to it, which I really wasn't expecting. It does give you a pretty glow to the skin, but it makes the skin feel kind of tacky, you know, like that like sticky, tacky feel. And I like that. I feel like it makes my makeup stick better. But then I'm going to go in with my double wear. But how cute is this little guy here? So I have this little guy rather than my normal bottle that you see me use a lot, because I wanted to use a different shade today. I'm not as tan as I wish I was, so I'm going to use Wheat. It's actually a really tan shade, but I'm going to make it work. Okay, so you've seen me put on double wear before, so we are going to get to the chattiness again. If you've watched a YouTube video before, you've seen me put on my foundation. If not, I'll probably explain it better in a different video that's not so chatty, but I always use a damp beauty blender style sponge. I put it on something and pat it in there and pat it onto the skin. And I'm trying a new one today. I love that it's nude. And these are by Luxie, and it is a sponge set I got from them, and I am trying the biggest guy because I like them big, and just pressing it into the skin. So back to the life update. So that was December, and we thought we were only going to take a couple weeks off. So in December, we started kind of accidentally looking for a house. Our plan has always been not to move until this summertime. So we're getting close. Guys, I can't explain how hard it is to talk and put on makeup, especially when I'm like patting my face. But we started accidentally kind of looking for homes in December, which once you start looking, it's kind of hard to stop. So we were doing a little bit of looking and hunting in like the December month. And the more we looked, the more we realized we wanted to be kind of a little bit more specific with what we bought this time around. We currently own a house, and we wanted to get a little bit more of exactly what we wanted. And so we decided to build a house. Kind of a crazy idea, but we decided to go for it. So that is why we ended up taking off January from YouTubing, because this guy's next. And I love this guy. Because we decided to move forward with building a house and trying to get the ball rolling quickly. And so we spent January working through contracts, I gotta talk and put on makeup. This isn't normal for an Italian girl. We like to use our hands when we talk, and putting on makeup when you talk, I feel like it's a whole different ballgame. And then during January, we picked out floor plans, and we actually did like all of our selections within January. So we decided this is a very important moment in our life. If you've never watched my video before, concealer, patting it in with the same damp beauty blender. So we decided it would be worth it to take a couple more weeks and get those house selections done and get the ball rolling. We were hoping for it to move a little faster than it's currently moving. Gosh, this is a lot of concealer to blend in. So we did all of our selections in January. We picked our bathroom. Like, we're gonna have this beautiful white and like gray kind of marble flooring through the whole master bathroom. It's a tile that looks like marble, but it's not marble. We're going to have a really big shower, which was something we wanted, a lot more square footage. I'm excited about the home being a bit more modern, a lot more open, and it's very bright with a lot of windows so that we can do some filming in our house. If you don't know, we are Italian, and when I say me, I mean my husband and I are both Italian. Therefore, I like to talk with my hands, and we love to entertain, to host people, and to cook. So I can't wait to share some of that part of my life with you guys, because we're going to have this beautiful new kitchen to hopefully film some YouTube videos and share a little bit of that as well. If you think you'd like to see those videos, make sure you let me know in the comments so that I get an idea if there's a demand for that or not. Okay, now to set it today, I'm going to use this BECCA HYDRA-MIST Set and Refresh Powder. It's a little weird because it goes on cold and wet. But one of the biggest reasons that we are purchasing a new home is because this is something I was so excited to share with you guys here on YouTube, and it's been a little bit delayed. I wanted to get on here months ago and tell you guys, but if you follow me on social media, you already know that I'm pregnant and I am going to have baby number 2. We have our sweet little Ari. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen tons of her. She's the cutest thing, most wonderful thing ever. She would love to make a YouTube debut, just so you guys know. I need to talk and put on makeup. Not that you asked, but she loves makeup and she loves to film her fake little YouTube videos. So we have our sweet little Ari, and we are expecting baby number 2. I am over halfway there. I feel like my face is so much bigger, so much more round, but excited to meet this little love. We are over halfway there. We're finding out the gender soon. If you guys like the idea of like life updates, like this sweet little baby, things we're gonna do for the nursery, like a nursery room tour when that gets set up, or if you want some updates, some walkthroughs of our home as we're building it, what choices we've made, things like that, just let me know in the comments down below. Happy to share all that because I'm obsessed with it. I love when I see people building a home and seeing their choices and their home design and decor and getting ideas. I love that. So if you do, just let me know in the comments and I'm happy to share it. Now, real quick, I'm going to finish off the eyes with the black and brown that I kind of used in my crease and on my outer corner, and just kind of smoke out that lower lash line. Gosh, guys, these shadows are so pigmented. I barely tapped into this black. And I mean, it is a deep, dark black. It is so pigmented. Barely tapped into it, and that little tap is going a long way. That went a little lower and a little more dramatic than I had originally planned. So let's move on to mascara to kind of tone these lash lines down. I'm going to use my L'Oreal, if I can get it open, my Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer. Love this for my bottom lashes to make them look thicker, fuller, and we always put on some top lashes, at least I always do in these YouTube videos. So I definitely want my bottom lashes to just look a little fuller and more dramatic. And then I'm going to use the LANCOME HYPNOSE Drama. This has always been a favorite of mine. I'm going to start on my top lashes so that they have a little bit longer to dry before I go back over the primer on the bottom of my lashes. So that kind of explains our January and February. That first trimester of pregnancy, you guys know, can be a doozy. The biggest thing for me is just really like extreme fatigue. I am so blessed that I am one of the lucky ones, and even with this second baby, didn't have much morning sickness or issues like that. My issue was extreme fatigue. I was just so exhausted. A lot of foods I was turned off by, I didn't like. But other than that, I've been really blessed to have it very easy. Next, I'm just going over my bottom lashes, covering up that primer. I'm giving them a nice dose of mascara so that they can really balance with the top. I just realized I skipped liner. So I guess we're skipping liner for today, and we're just going to focus on this dramatic eye look and throw some lashes on. For my lashes today, I'm going to use these ALLURA light lashes, and these are by House of Lashes. And I'm just going to go in with my tried and true favorite, the Duo Dark Tone Glue. I've used a lot of other glues recently, experimenting with some of my friends' favorites, and they just haven't done it for me. It's something about Duo glue I can trust to keep them on all day long, where with others, I just have an issue where they start to come off too prematurely, and I'm just not a fan of that look. I am really excited to be a mommy again. It's just amazing how fast it has flown by this time. Just with so much going on in our life currently and so much going on in the world, it has just absolutely flown by. I gave that glue a second to get tacky for me. Now I am just going to pop those guys on. So with my lashes, I like to press them on to the lash and then kind of push up a little bit, if you can kind of see that. I just think it sticks to that skin, like right on the edge of your lash, a lot better. And I decided we're not going to leave out eyeliner completely, but I'm going to tight line my eyes a bit. This is the Double Wear Infinite Waterproof eyeliner, and this is in Coal Noir. And I'm just going to tight line this along the bottoms of my lash line, but I'm also going to do along the top there, where I put on lashes and I don't want that to kind of show through and not give me that smoky look that we're kind of going for today. And then, like I said, we're tight lighting that top part as well, especially because I don't have any liner on, but I do have lashes. It makes a big difference in kind of concealing that band there. Goodness, we are so smoky now. So what to do next? I never do my makeup in the same order, or like, yeah, there's no like rhyme or reason to it, but I think I'm gonna go to bronzer next. So then that kind of walks us through December, January, and February, and then March hits, and March hits with a boom. Today I'm gonna use my Bronze Goddess bronzer. This is also from Estee Lauder. I'm using it in the shade Deep, which is their darkest shade, but it's just a really pretty neutral shade. I love this bronzer because it never looks like patchy or dirty on the skin. It just kind of melts right in. It always blends perfectly. I never have issues with it. So then March hits, right? And March hits with a pretty big boom in our life because we get some massive tornadoes in Nashville. I'm pretty sure everybody heard about them, but if you didn't, they were extremely devastating. But I am so blessed that all of my friends and family that were in the area were in no way harmed. They may have lost homes or electricity for a period of time or belongings, but everyone was safe. And that is just so unbelievable. Something to be crazy thankful for. Mike and I and our family were about 20 minutes away from the tornadoes, but a lot of our friends were hit by it or were right next to it. It's amazing how tornadoes work. They are so sporadic at times that we have friends where one neighborhood was completely fine and their home was completely fine, but then the neighborhood directly next to them is not even there anymore. But somehow it's truly unbelievable and totally God that people were in no way harmed. So the neighborhood is totally gone, but the people who lived in those homes survived, and without major injuries or issues or things like that. I mean, it's really hard to lose everything, but when you have your life, you have so much to be thankful for. So during the very beginning of March, we did a lot of charity work and helped with the tornado victims with tornado relief. We helped with food distribution and cleanup and things like that. And I'm very lucky that Mike and I live about 20 minutes from where some of the major damage happened. We had really bad storms, but we are completely fine and we had zero damage. And so it really was amazing to see Nashville come together. Tennessee is such an incredible state. It's known as the volunteer estate, and it lived up to its reputation. We had so many people volunteering that you would have to like find a place to drop off or find a place to volunteer, because we had more than enough volunteers, which is just amazing. And it speaks volumes to the people of Nashville, to the heart of Nashville, and how we came together. For my blush today, guys, I'm gonna try something new to me, but I feel like it is oh so popular. And that is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush. And this is in the shade Diffused Heat. Their packaging is always so gorgeous. So here is what this guy kind of looks like. Let me grab my brush. This is literally my first time dipping into it and putting it on. So let's hope I do it right. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love the subtle glow it's giving to the skin. And this color is gorgeous. It gives you a nice pinky cheek, which I don't do a lot of pinky blushes, but since I haven't used many before, I'm really falling in love with the ones I have. And they tend to be like my go-tos now. I always love to drag some blush across the top of my nose here. I told you guys I love to jump around. It kind of just depends on what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling like going for brows. I'm just going to use my Foolproof brow powder. This is in the shade 3. I really love this. I love the darker shade in it. If I were to buy this again, though, I would probably buy it. I think the next number is like a 5 or a 6. They kind of jump in numbers, but I would probably go darker. For those of you following along with the makeup portion of this video, I like to line the bottom of my brow all the way first, and then I'm going to line the top half of the brow. And with each stroke, I'm adding just a tiny bit of powder to my brush. I just kind of barely tap it into the powder. And then once I have my top and bottom line, I just kind of fill in the shape I've somewhat created for myself. And then always brush through it again with a spoolie just to make sure there's no thick, dark spots that need to kind of be blended out. Okay, I've got my other brow on. And that kind of brings us through the beginning of March. And then I feel like I have to pause for a second with my makeup here to then kind of give you a small life update of where life has been for the rest of March. And then for this beginning part of April. So life has already been crazy for us for these last few months. And we've been itching and excited to get back to YouTube after the tornadoes in Nashville, after kind of trying to put some of that back together with friends and family. Then this coronavirus, we start really getting news of it here in America. And it does feel a little weird to be filming a YouTube video in the middle of this. But with the weeks that have gone by, I think we've all kind of realized that those of us who are home and isolating and social distancing, that we need some entertainment. So we decided to film this. The biggest thing I would want you to take away from my short little TED Talk here is just to stay positive. We've been through difficult times in the past, and time again, it brings out the very best in Americans. And this time we were able to see it bring out the very best in the world. And it is so beautiful to see people loving on each other, caring about each other, you know, putting our differences aside, things that we might find easily that irritate us at other times, but putting all of those things aside and realizing how little they are in the big picture, and seeing people in Italy singing in the streets and singing their apartment complexes. We have family in Italy, and we were getting updates about what it was like with their isolation and staying home and what it was like there. And then seeing some of that similar happen here in America was different, but it's just beyond exciting to see how people are loving on each other. Okay, with that note, we're going to move on to lips. And I just swatched this guy, and it is so good, and I forget about it, but this is the Double Wear Stay in Place Lip Pencil in Rose, and it's just a really pretty color that matches your natural lip a bit. So you can overline a little bit if you want, but it's also going to keep it a little more natural because we have some dramatic eyes happening today, as always. Okay, there's the bottom lip, and now for the top. Is this not the prettiest lip liner? So then for our lipstick today, I just decided to go with a tried and true favorite, and that is the MAC and Velvet Teddy. I'm just gonna pop this on real quick. What a crazy year it has been. One more thing on the whole coronavirus and COVID-19. I would just say, make sure to stay kind, be supportive, and be selfless. Make sure to say thank you. There's so many people out there who are still working day in and day out. I just heard a story today about someone who works at my local water plant, and they are having to live at the water plant to make sure that the employees don't get sick so that they can continue to provide water to the town, to the community. And it's something that it's their specialty, and it's something that not everybody can do. And so therefore they are leaving their families and living there to make sure that they take care of the community. And it's just something where from those positions like that we don't even hear of or we don't think of, to the person who's stocking our grocery shelves, to the nurses who are working crazy hours. I have a cousin who I know is giving up seeing her family that she loves so much, who is making sacrifices so that she can instead go and serve people and love on people and help them through this time and be there in the medical field to give them what they need. And just make sure that you're being thankful and that you're saying thank you and being supportive of each other, that you're being kind, and that you're also being selfless. You know, something little that I did was make sure that my little community that I live in made sure that they knew what I had. And, you know, rather than hoarding it and keeping it all to myself, to give it away, to make sure that I am supporting my neighbors, giving what I have and sharing, something we should have learned in kindergarten, but also give. Don't hoard it all during this time. Make sure you're still giving to churches and to charities and to places like here in Nashville. We just got hit with the tornado and then right with this. So people still need those donations. They're still in need. And now there's families from the COVID as well, people who are out of work, out of income. And if you have it to give, absolutely give it. Don't be worried about getting it back or making sure that you have enough. Of course, be wise, take care of your family, but make sure that you're still giving and being kind and supportive, and that is it. Last but not least, I'm going to pop on a little glow to make me a little more bright and cheery, and I'm going to use the KKW. This is the Forever highlighter from the wedding collection that she did, her bridal makeup collection. It's a beautiful highlight. I haven't played with many of her other highlights, but I'm sure they are all just as pretty. I just went ahead and popped that on my cheekbones, on the inner corner of my eye, bridge of my nose, and top of my lip. Well, friends, that is it for this chatty get ready with me, kind of filling you guys in on where I have been for the last 4.5 months. Trust me, I have wanted to be here with you on YouTube. I have been itching and couldn't wait to get back to creating with you guys. It's just been a crazy couple months, but I'm going to prioritize this and make sure that that doesn't happen again. Of course, we do have the crazies of, well, the world right now, and building a house and having another baby. Stay supporting one another, stay loving on each other, be friendly, be kind, make sure that you're checking in on your friends, seeing how they're doing. That little check-in, I promise, can go such a long way in your friendships. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!